So three, two, one. And what is going on, guys? It is your boy, the humble Dreadhound, back representing the House of Hounds. And we are honored because we have the esteemed Rachael Chau. Let me tell you about her. She is a singer. She is a writer. She is an actress, and she is a voice actress. You know her, you love her. She is the femme main character in Honkai Star Stelle. How you doing?
The order in which you put all the things that I do. Singer first, hello. Definitely not a dancer first, but I'm flattered that singer came first.
Yes,
and writer.
Listen, I love reading your blog posts on Twitter. I think they're awesome. I used to be big into like poetry and self-expression. So that type of stuff is really cool. People just bury
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was like not writing. Like I won a lot of writing awards in high school.
Okay.
And then I just tapped. And I really wanted to find a way back to writing, besides songwriting, which I kind of do continuously. But I was like, I will do a bi-weekly blog post in 2024. And we a little bit failed on that already just because of when I was coming back from that LA trip. But all is well. I'm glad that you enjoy it. And whoever reads it, if it makes them feel a little good, a little inspired, that's what I'm after.
Listen, it was for work. It's all good. Keep it going. We appreciate it. But, let me ask, how did you get into the entertainment industry? Because you have so many different layers to it. What brought you into that world?
Yeah, I've been very lucky to work in a lot of different parts of it. There was a time, I think last summer, where I was like, okay, I've got the video game. I've done indie feature films. I got to do a Law and Order episode that past December before that. And musicals, plays, all the things. So I feel very lucky to hit all those different sectors of the industry.
Okay.
But I started as, if you can say that, I started as a singer. When I was 2, my mom was like, I should have recorded it. No one's going to believe me. I knew no one would believe me. But I would sing that song by Mark Anthony, I think it is. I need to know, tell me, baby girl. And I would sing that chorus. My mom would tell me in the car to sing it, and I would sing it as a 2-year-old. So that was the beginning of my illustrious career.
That is awesome.
But then, thank you. I probably sounded horrible, but she's being kind. It's fine. But then I did dance as a kid, and then I got into piano when I was 5. My parents, as good Asian parents do, they put me in piano lessons. And then I just kind of kept picking up instruments and started songwriting and went into musical theater just as like a fun thing. I didn't really understand any of it, I would say. I feel like I wasn't a conscious person until like maybe towards the end of college. Like school made me sleepy. Go to school for sure, everyone, but I was tired all the time. But my sister and I started watching anime together in like upper elementary, middle school for me. She's 3 years older than me. Obviously, we watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, which was huge. I think we got in on it at Sozin's Comet, which is a crazy time to start.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, and that's pretty... we didn't know what we were doing. We were children. But then we watched, like, Ouran High School Host Club and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
So
and
good.
Yes, so good. I have to get my boyfriend to watch FMA because he hasn't, even though he's showing me JJK. Yes, no, he hasn't. Isn't that crazy?
Brotherhood was peak fiction. I would almost say cinema, but it was so good.
I know, because it's just everything. Me saying that having watched like 2 anime, but I think it's everything because it blends all the genres and it's incredible.
Yeah.
But I started watching anime around like middle school with my sister because I just do everything. When you're your younger sibling, you kind of just do everything they do because you think it's so cool.
Same here.
Yeah. Are you a younger sibling?
Yeah. So I am the younger sibling, but I am the bigger brother. He hates when I say that, but he's got to live by it.
Dude, that's absolutely me too. People always think I'm the older one. And lately, everyone keeps saying, okay, my sister and I don't look alike. And when people say that we do, I'm like, you're racist. Straight up. But people keep telling me I look Korean and my identity is shaken. I'm Chinese, but hello?
Well, let me ask a couple questions. How does it feel to work for like one of the biggest Chinese gaming companies in the world, if not the biggest.
Oh my God, crazy. Going along with all that I just said, like voice acting was the first thing in the entertainment industry that I kind of understood as a career. And it was like through those anime, you know, and I did my first professional job, which was a video game, my senior year of high school. And, you know, that was 7-ish years ago. So now I'm in this big old game that had 10 million plus pre-registrations upon launch. Crazy. And when I think about it, like English, besides Chinese, English is probably one of the most widely played ones because the most people can speak English because Americans are trash and we don't like to learn things. That's me saying that as well. I don't speak Cantonese, even though I am Cantonese. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, such a huge honor, such a cool connecting point. I went to Japan, which was my first time to Asia this past November. Awesome. And I got to see, thank you, I got to see the ads for the game on the subway. And of course, no one cared who, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, live your best life.
No one cared who the fuck I was. Do you like that I caught it just before? No one cared who the fuck I was because everyone's playing it in Japanese there, but it was really cool to see in any case. And it's very surreal to be part of this whole thing and, you know, see everyone's fan art and their edits and all the stuff. It's a dream come true, and I still don't quite believe it. It's just a very, you know, I'm here in my booth in New York, recording remotely, and that's what I do for the game. This is the very booth in which I record for Stelle. And it can be a really isolating experience as opposed to like a play or a musical where you're with everyone, you rehearse together, you perform together. So yeah, it's just really cool to see it come to fruition and like go to cons and events and see people who love it.
That is absolutely awesome. Can I say that we do care about you? Okay. I want to make sure we got that out there. Meeting you in person was such a joy. Like you were.
That was so crazy. I wasn't expecting you there at all, and I was like, ah!
You say, who is this 300-pound black man?
No, literally, no. I knew who you were right away. I could not mistake you for anyone else. I knew.
But you were just such a complete sweetheart. That event was amazing.
Crazy.
Like
crazy
the video
stuff.
did like 10,000 views on TikTok. So thank you very much for that.
Of course. Happy to help.
Still on my grind, but you were just completely awesome to me. And where is... Hold on, I'm doing all the wrong things.
I'm admiring the Blade poster behind you.
So the picture that you signed, the Stell picture, is going to go either over here or over here.
Oh my gosh, devil and angel.
but please don't take offense. Blade is my guy. He does hold me down.
That's so okay. I understand. I really do. Have I played Blade yet? Have I gotten to that point? Absolutely not. But I understand. I just look at his design and I'm like, yeah, that's the guy.
Bro has carried me so far. We got to get you caught up on the game. That's got to happen.
I know. Okay, and I'm loath to like play the game not on stream because I'm like, I come up with funny shit all the time because I'm a silly guy. And I don't want anyone to miss it, but also I'm like, I gotta get caught up. There are things happening. There are covers that Nick orchestrates, Nick Leung, who plays our dear beloved Dan Hung and Imbibitor Lune. He's always like orchestrating covers and stuff, and I'm like, this is so pretty. I have no idea what it means. And he always catches me up, but I should probably know what's going on a little bit. Probably.
You got to watch some lore videos, cause like, let me just bounce around a little bit. I see that you guys do like seeing covers. I saw you guys sing Wildfire. That was awesome. You guys sounded great.
Oh yeah, more to come. Thank you.
Like, I love the fact that you guys genuinely have a chemistry.
Thank you. That's my brother. I'm not gonna lie. He really
awesome.
is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. For everyone who doesn't know, he for the audience at home, Nick and I both live in New York City.
Okay.
And again, it's an isolating experience. But he reached out around when the game came out, and we became like really good friends. And yeah, we're buddies. We talk most of the time, like pretty much every day. And also, we just recently found out that his dad is very good friends with my uncle.
That's
funny. New York, baby.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
The friendship was meant to be.
It was meant to be. It's just insane.
Now, I know you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know you guys don't record your lines at the same time. Do you find that you're able to bounce off of his voice lines because you guys have that in IRL camaraderie?
Okay, so the interesting thing, I in the past, I did like a paid test session for a game that shall not be mentioned. But essentially, they were putting my voice in the game to see how it would fit.
Okay.
And in that game, it was a sequel, and they had the voice lines from the main character already recorded. So I got him played in my ear, which is like unheard of. As far as I know, unheard of. For Honkai, we got nothing to go off of, basically. We don't bounce off each other's lines at all. We really rely on our directors, who are all wonderful. Shout out to Phil, shout out to Cal, shout out to Maddie, who I only worked with once on purely an effort session, so that was so weird. But we really rely on them to like help connect the dots for us. And it's a really quick process, and they're all great at what they do, and we really appreciate them. But yeah, we don't get like lead-ins is what we would call it. Cal kind of operates that way, where like, you know, if Don Hung has a line before me, he'll say it to lead me in, or like, you know, give me a scenario to lead me in.
Okay.
But most of the time, no. Sometimes, I'm assuming for Caleb as well, like they'll play the Chinese audio for us as like a reference of, obviously the timing is very important for the visual, if it is for a visual. But otherwise, just for like the general vibe, what beats we have to hit. Sometimes if Caleb records first, they'll play me for him, and vice versa. But yeah, for the most part, like, I don't think I've ever gotten other people's lines played for me. And that's also because there's so many people and we're all recording at very different times. So like, I might be recording first out of the batch, so no one else has done their stuff, or I'm recording at the end, which I think I just did this past Thursday. But still, I don't really get anything to go off of. So it's a lot of imagination, a lot of teamwork, for sure.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Let me ask, what is the difference between Rachael's voice and Stell's voice?
That is a great question. I think her voice is pretty similar to mine. I would just say it's heightened. I'm really proud that she's one of the lower voiced protagonists, I would say, or video game girlies in general. Thank you. I take pride in that. I love that. I love how cool she is. I feel like from what I've heard from fans, she's got more of a cool, even temper thing going on, and maybe Callus, I don't know how the fuck you say it. He's more of like a hothead, and he's angry, and he's a dude. So I like being cool. And yeah, I just think what I mean by heightened for Stell's voice is not that her pitch is higher than mine, even though it kind of is at most of the time. But just that, you know, especially for video games like these, it's a much more, there's more stakes involved than me talking in my everyday life. So it's just more intense in a lot of ways. Yeah. No,
that's fair. And if so, recently, you know, we saw, you know, a lot of voice actors go between Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Honkai. Is there a character? Do you have an interest in working in some of the other holoverse games? And if so,
oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
Are you looking to play a character that is drastically different than Stell because she's more calm, cool, reserved? Or are you looking to play like a hothead? Because we met Evil Stell, and the voice was awesome.
That dread. Fun fact that I told in a TikTok about that recording session. I had been dating someone. They broke up with me. What?
That's crazy.
Look at yourself, man. I know, but it only gets worse. I found out literally right before that recording session for that update that he, like a few weeks after he broke up with me, started going out with this girl who he told me was a friend.
Gotcha.
And he brought her on a date that I had planned for us.
I'm so sorry.
Mayhaps even using a discount code that I sent him. Bitch. Little bitch. We call him the Rat, if you would like to refer to him as such. Capital R, obviously. Guys, we're burning people on Maine. I'm just putting it out there. I could say his name right now.
No.
He unfortunately has the same first name as you, my dear. And that's none of your fault. That's none of your fault. I adore you. But he is done. But right before that session, literally, I found out about that. And my heart, the entire session was boom, 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 boom. Which, you know, totally added to the villainous quality. Like, thank goodness that was what we were doing and not like all the Firefly stuff. Because that would have been very different. But yeah, Phil in particular, our director, the one that I'm with the most, knows what to pull from for me, and that is definitely one of them. Okay. So if we can thank the Rat for anything, it's that. Did I need him? No. Did it probably help the vitriol in my system? Absolutely. So yeah, that was that.
Well, just know it has spawned, like, during that time, there was like so much fan art that came out. Like, the fan art for this game is phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Everyone is so talented. Like, I haven't even looked for more prints to get after like my first round or so, but I see so much wonderful art. We all are like sending it to each other in our cast Discord. So know that it is well loved.
That is dope. My favorite would have to be Biker Stelle. Biker Stelle.
Oh my gosh. The official art for that, I was like, damn, I look good. Damn. Like, people have been asking if I'm going to cosplay. Is that what you were going to ask?
Yes.
My sister literally from the start said, if you want to do it, I will buy you the cosplay. And I'm like, eh. I had a weird first experience when I went to Comic-Con for the first time in the 6th grade that made me not want to cosplay, but maybe I will.
Understood. Well,
maybe I will.
Just know you got a community of Trailblazers behind you. We got you.
Hell yeah.
Just toss up the bat and we will come running.
Oh my God. The amount of cool weapons I've seen too at Comic-Con. I think her name is at Cosplay Rena on Instagram. Her and her friends had the bat. I think for their friend who was supposed to come dressed as one of the Trailblazers.
Okay.
And I got to take a picture of them with it, and it was so fulfilling. And then at the Pelicana event that you were at in Queens, someone had the fire sword, and it lit up. And it was crazy. Yes. It was crazy. And he made that one himself.
Yeah, it's so many talented people. Like, I can't. My talents are really limited. I just No. You are also very talented, mayhaps in different ways, but you are very talented and you're very kind, and that's the most important. Thank you. That's very humbling. Thank you.
It's true. I say true things.
This is my put on reading voice. My wife makes fun of me quite often for it, but because I don't even think about it. We were just on a cruise, and she was like, "Are you making your voice deeper?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "You don't talk like that."
I do that. I do that if I want to threaten somebody. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody's looking at me and I do "Do you need something?" Or if I think someone's not going to help me, immediate British accent. It works. That's a good one, may I say? But
see, that is fantastic. Well, you know what? Let me ask. You know that you've dove into a few anime in the past. Is there a character that you think you could have put a different spin on with your voice acting?
Oh my gosh, a different spin! I couldn't even imagine it any different. There's so many wonderful voice actors. I don't know about a different spin, but like I would definitely love to be a part of any of those things. I got to. I think I'm allowed to say this. Not long after I started recording for Honkai in early 2022. Okay. I know. That's a long while ago. Yeah.
When the game came out.
Yeah. People were recording longer than me as well. I was pretty late on it because we switched studios in the beginning. But shortly after I started, I got an audition from Avatar Studios, a.k.a. The Last Airbender. Mm-hmm. Call me anytime, guys. I'm here for you. But it was for a voice match, and even that was so cool, obviously.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Any opportunity like that, I'm perfectly willing to take a stab at. There's just so much great work out there, and I think, especially with anime, like, there is new stuff happening. And I love the theater world, but I feel like a lot of what we've had commercially in the past few years has been a lot of like, let's do a movie and just adapt it. But I feel like anime and manga are all so new, and the creativity that comes out of all of that is incredible. And I think more people should give it a chance. I feel like people who don't really know it kind of shit on it. But obviously it has a lot of fans all over the world for a reason as a genre. So yeah, it's just incredible what they come up with.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my wife in anime. She is very much in like I need realism. So
Interesting.
I'm thinking about maybe drop. It's not realistic, right? But I'm thinking about dropping her into like Cowboy Bebop, right? Because they deal with like real life issues of like heartbreak and death and things of that nature.
Oh.
So I'm thinking that might be the route to take with her. But anime, voice acting, gaming is such a broad, awesome art form that you're able to completely transform the moment with just your voice. So I think that's fantastic.
Thank you. But remember, it's not just the voice, the visuals,
100%.
the story, all of that. There's so much work that goes into it. And I truly get it at like the end of the process where so much work has been done. And I just have to go in and like fulfill the promise of what's been, they're setting me up and I just got to spike it. And I get all the glory, which is not fair. Everyone deserves a little piece of that.
Can I say, this game, for the longest of time, my favorite game has been Zone of the Enders Second Runner. I'm going to say that's my long-term favorite. But Honkai Star Rail is my favorite game going forward. I'm not saying that as like a Hoyo shill. I'm saying that because...
Okay, I'll believe you. Watch you interview someone else and go, your game is my favorite.
No. You're my MC for life. You're good. You're good.
Gosh, that's sweet. And like what an honor to be a part of something that gets to go on for like, knock on wood, aka my forehead, years, Like that's incredible for all of us. Anyone who gets to be a part of it, whether they're like a player or, part of the game production. It's just so many games, especially when we were growing up. It's just a one and done, but this gets to be something that evolves and grows, and I think they take into account the fan reactions to what's going on. So let your voices be heard. You guys are powerful as fans, and that's a really cool relationship that we get to have.
Like I love it. Because you look at Genshin Impact. That was my first dive into a Hoyoverse game, right? With Genshin Impact, it's been going for what? Close to 4 years now.
Damn. Yeah.
So, the sky's the limit. That game definitely still has a lot more potential and things they can dig into over, a period of time. But, looking into it, Star Rail is coming right behind it. So this could be something for, the next 5, 10, who knows, maybe even longer. Because it's space. Yeah. There are so many planets.
It's infinite. It's the final frontier.
Right. So I know you still have some catching up to do on the game. We already
just a little
grilled you on that. You're still in Bellabog, but
I'm still in Bellabog. Happy with my trash. Happy trash. That's what I call. People say guilty pleasures. Then shameless pleasures was coined by me and some friends that I was doing theater with, and I have dubbed a genre happy trash because it's not the best, but you can still be happy. It's fine.
That's fair.
Some things can just be enjoyed.
Do you ever walk by trash cans and just smirk? Just because?
In New York City, I probably avoid it because they're smelly.
Yeah. New York has, because of Hoyo, like how many times I've gone up there, New York has become like my second home.
Aww.
But it's like I'm from Philadelphia. So there are a lot of similarities, but New York is its own beast. Y'all, you guys are
that she is. Thank you.
That's a good and bad thing, but
it's a specific thing. My family is from here, so I know this will always be home base for me, and I just feel comfortable here. And does that mean maybe I'm slightly rodent-like? Mayhaps, but I'm a strong rodent. My friend Mage has a thing, rodent or bird, and it's basically look at a person and be like, are they a rodent or a bird? And I got a lot of rodent and I got a lot of bird, so I'm confused personally.
I would put you at bird, but where would you put
Oh my
me?
god, thank you.
Either
Where
one
would I
is
put
fine.
you? Oh, I don't know. That's hard to say for you.
No
I was gonna
pressure.
say Stella is definitely a rodent. 1000%. That's a rodent.
Why? I don't even know what that means.
Trash. But it's a hard categorization. But for you, I'd say bird because you have such like bubbly energy. So it
Thank you.
just makes me feel like you're aloft on the breeze and not like down in the dirt.
Oh, I am a dark individual.
I would never know that.
like in the most positive sense. Like I don't want to go too deep into it. Like not like a you thing, but I am a big advocate for mental health. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
if I find myself, that's why I really treasure the House of Hounds and community in this space, because I want there to be a sense of community and positivity, especially in the Genshin. I mean, not the Genshin, but the gaming space, because this is where we come to relax. Right. This is
Yeah.
our escape. There's no need for it to be
Yes.
toxic. So that's why, I'm not going to blow your eardrum out now, but like that's why I'm on stream, I'm yelling, welcome to all of that, because I want people to feel acknowledged. I want people to feel happy. I want them
And
to be like,
included.
yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
important.
And
Yeah, and that what you touched on is something that I have thought about a lot because sometimes I'm like, my grandparents worked in factories and on ships and in the rice paddy fields, and I'm just in my little closet booth recording like like what? But then what's always brought me so much peace about it, I think, and so much purpose, as hopefully there should be in art. It should always be, I think, about humanity. Um, is that there's so many people like just in our capitalistic country in the world that go to jobs that a lot of people don't like,
yeah,
that's just the reality of it. And I'm one very lucky to be in a job that, even though every job ends up being a job at some point, in a job that I ultimately love and want to be in, and it's such an honor to be part of the thing that gives people like a safe haven, gives people joy, makes people relax after a long day, maybe doing something that they don't love or something that they do love and they just need a break from. That thought has always given me a lot of purpose and intention with what I do when it gets hard. And even when it doesn't. And I'm just so grateful. And yeah, you think about it like in a really similar way to me. And I think it's beautiful that you create that space too in gaming, because we were talking about it earlier. And, sometimes these communities can spin out
yes.
and it's usually not any one person's fault. There's a lot of factors, but, we have to have boundaries and we have to have objectives. And that's just on being like intentional about your time and your spaces and the other people who are in them and who could be affected by them. Super important.
That is 100% true. 100% true. Quick little side note. How is it to record like action voice lines? Like, I couldn't imagine so I work from home, right? Over there, that's my job. Streaming is my career. But
Yes. Good that you separated those spaces. Very important too.
yes. That pays the bills. This fills my soul. But how is it like recording random noises in a room by yourself? Because I go crazy in here, and I know I make random noises. Like, I could imagine that being recorded to be distributed across millions of people.
You talking shit and someone's recording it. Someone has me talking who knows what all over the place. Everything everywhere all at once. It is strange, and I have long let it go to the wayside what my neighbors might think. Especially in one of the first sessions where Fire Sword was being born, and I was like screaming 5 times in a row with reckless abandon. And before that in the session, they were like, "How are you doing, Rachael?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm feeling great." And then they made me rip a hole in the universe fabric 5 times in a row. And then I was like, "Okay, maybe it's a little different."
Can I tell you something? That moment, I think, is one of the most iconic gaming moments in history.
Damn.
You got like slashed in your chest. We were like, oh no, what is going on? That's the main character. This makes no sense. And then boom, you pull this epic flaming lance out of the ground, and you're like, flaming lance forward. And I was like, yo, this is awesome. The beat dropped. with Wildfire, the music, like all the dopamine started popping off in my head. How was that for you?
That was one of the moments where I did feel a little insane. It's a lot of visualization and a lot of imagination and a lot of help from the director and whoever else is in the session and might have some helpful things. But yeah, it's really strange with like combat and stuff because your body is in no physical danger at all. You're just chilling. And for me, I'm in some shorts or something because it gets hot in here. I'm just living my life looking like a little gremlin, you know, and I've got like no room to move because it's New York City in an apartment. But you kind of have to like put your body into that state, just like with any other acting. It comes out through the voice, but the voice is informed by the body, by your emotions, by your head, by your heart, everything. So you kind of have to like do that. So like if I'm punching or something or getting hit, like I kind of have to a little bit move my body like that just to really make it sound real. And I think that's something that's really unique to Honkai as a gacha game. Is that it is, I mean, even though it's not at all grounded, like it's insane. But I think the characters and the stories and like the relationships can be really, really grounded. Yes. And we want to maintain that reality at your wife. Reality.
Yes. Maybe I can get her to play.
Maybe you can get her to play. I encourage it. If she doesn't pick me, I'll only cry for a little bit. It's okay. Caleb's great too. Caleb's great. But yeah, it makes you feel so crazy sometimes because you're just screaming in your closet. But you just gotta kind of lose yourself in the moment of it all, and that's when like I rely on my imagination and my training. Thank you, Stella Adler Studio of Acting. I love you. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but also it can be really fun. And also it can be really torturous when you're like dying or crying over someone like they're your best friend in the world and it's just some stick figure on a storyboard on your screen.
You're crying over pixels. I get it. I understand.
Crying over pixels every day. Not every day.
Well, I don't want to keep you too long, but just, a couple of things. Like, do you have any parting words for, aspiring voice actors? I would love to do voice acting of some sort in the future.
Yes.
But so many people don't know where to start, myself included.
Mm-hmm. Well, not to plug myself again, but please. I did do a TikTok around the beginning of when the game came out. I did a TikTok because I got a lot of questions about all of that. And I kind of detailed how I got started, not just, my journey in terms of my life, but also like what equipment I used, what websites I used, what else is out there that they could look into that I didn't necessarily choose. It's a lot of luck. I think there's a lot of things that you can't control, and I've gotten very, very lucky, and I've also put in work. But if it's something you want to do, a lot of it is really a time game.
Okay. And
a lot of it, I think, is a skill game, too. You want to make sure that you're prepared when you've got, I don't have sessions as long as this anymore. I had a 3-hour one last week, but in the beginning, it'd be 4-hour sessions, and you have to know how to keep your voice going, how to not get tired, how to take care of yourself and keep yourself, ready and able for those 4 hours. So the number one thing that I will suggest that I think most voice actors would suggest if you want to get into it is acting classes. And that doesn't necessarily have to be voice acting classes, although that's helpful because a relationship with a microphone is something that I am still learning. But any acting class that teaches you what that world is and how to really get into all that and think a little bit differently and, channel your body and your emotions and your mind and all of those things is super, super important. That's the first thing. And yeah, go check out my TikTok if you want to know in more detail about my journey. There's a lot of great information out there. There's D. Bradley Baker's website. I think it's called iwannabeavoiceactor.com. Okay. And obviously he is a titan of the industry and such a wonderful man. So yeah, those are the places that I direct you. But I guess on a more personal note, I'd say that, it's really, really hard. It's really hard. Again, I've been very lucky and I'll always be grateful, but it's the kind of career where you always have to kind of be hustling a little bit. And I hate that. I don't like playing those games. I resist them at every turn. I really do, but I just want to be a real human who interacts with other real humans. But but we're in a world and we're in societies and we're in contexts and cultures and all the things. So, you know, you kind of have to be aware of those things. And rules are made to be broken. So you got to learn them first.
Let's go. Oh, that was so good. That was so good.
Tying it in.
Well, do you have anything that you want to plug? Plug your socials, anything that you want to check out, go in, do your thing.
Okay. Well, my TikTok is just my name, Rachael Chau, Rachael Chau. Easy peasy. My Twitter is Chau for now because puns. I really should have used that on other things because it's so good. My Instagram is Rachael May C, May, the letter C. And I think those are the things I'm most active on. If I do a blog post or something on my website, I always try to plug it somewhere else so you know what's going on.
Plug it.
I don't think I have much else at the moment that I can really talk about, but yeah, just keep playing the game and enjoying that. And there's some really fun stuff coming up. I recorded my new Ultimate.
Okay. I am excited for that.
It's so fun. It's so much fun. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for everyone. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. Keep playing. Have fun. Enjoy. I don't think there's much else to say for me.
Also, I want you to know, I want to send you a shirt for the House of Hounds.
Oh my goodness.
Because the day I met you and the note that you put on the art that you signed for me was tremendous. Like not to go too deep down there, but like this year I really began to, like, I've always been a content creator, right? And I don't really believe in the term small content creator because we all provide something to the space. But it was probably the first time that like my imposter syndrome went away. And
oh my gosh. That's huge.
Having that was awesome. I was like, yo, the VAs for my favorite game like know who I am. That's crazy. So
I do. I picked you up out of a lineup of however many hundreds of people that day.
A couple people started like barking at me and they were like, welcome to the House of Hounds. I was like, hey, how you doing?
Dude, what? I didn't even know that. That's so cool. If I just started barking, that would have been even better. Honestly, I should have done that. They knew.
I'm here for it. But I, afterwards, if you could send like information where I can send you the shirt, I will get that to you. You are a member of the House of Hounds. You found me on TikTok. You were so warm, welcoming, and inviting, and I thank you for that.
For you, honestly.
Thank you. So anytime, you want to come through and, hang out with the crew, I'll make sure everyone's on their best behavior. But you have been fantastic. Thank you very much. Guys, please check out her socials. She is an absolute gem. She's at the forefront of this game that we all know and love. So please check out Rachael Chau. I'm going to make sure I link all of her stuff down below. And of course, you have all been acknowledged by the pack. Welcome to the House of Hounds.